So all these berries have been rinsed. I'm going to pop them into this little pan, and then I'm going to add half a cup of granulated sugar. You can use caster sugar if you want. I know it looks a lot of sugar, but if you prefer it a bit more tart, add less sugar. I'm just going to give that a quick mix so that we know all those berries have got a coating of that sugar. Then I'm going to give them a little bit of a mash, just to start breaking those berries up. And that sugar is going to help with that. Then we need a couple of jars, and we'll pop them into a pan of boiling water for about 10 minutes, along with lids, and that'll sterilise them. And I've got two different size ones here because I'm not sure just how much that's going to make. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice to that. That'll help it thicken up a little. I'll give that another stir, and then I'm going to let this sit for around 10 minutes. While you're waiting, get a small plate, pop that in your freezer. I'll explain why later. That's been stood for about 10 minutes, so what I'm going to do is start to eat this through. And I'm putting it on a medium heat, but you need to keep stirring this every few minutes so it doesn't burn to the bottom. And we need to make sure all that sugar is completely dissolved. You can see that this mixture is starting to bubble now. So now what we need to do is turn it down to a simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes until this has thickened up nicely. So I'll get back to you shortly. Now that's bubbling away, I've just given it another quick mash, and that's going to get rid of any lumps out of this. But if you prefer a rougher texture, just leave it as it is. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to turn that off now, and if you want to test if this jam is ready, then just put a spoon in and see if it drips off your spoon more than a couple of times. If it doesn't, then it's reaching that setting stage. Or you could just put a small amount on a cold plate. That's the one we'll put in freezer. And then just wait for that to completely cool down. And if you push it with your finger and it forms a bit of a skin on top, that jam's ready. Well, that should have cooled down enough by now. So I'll just push it with my finger and see what happens. I don't see a skin on top. You can see just how thick that is. So I'd say that is done. So I'm going to transfer it to this sterilised jar, and as I tip it, you can see that this is now starting to wrinkle, which means you've got perfectly good jam. And we should have enough to fill this small jar. That is what you're looking for when it stretches like that. We can just about get this in. And I'm putting this in while it's still warm as well. I better not overdo it though. That's a nice big full jar. I'll put that on a bit of toast. So we'll pop that lid on, nice and tight, and we'll let that completely cool down before we put it in the fridge. And there's only one other thing I would add to this. If you don't want seeds in your jam and you want it nice and smooth, force it through a fine sieve. You'll get less jam out of it doing that, but you'll have a perfectly smooth texture and you'll have no seeds whatsoever to worry about. So give that recipe a try, let me know what you think. And if you want to see what else we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care.